We didn't dicker, we ran out there and grabbed it. I love the rooster. Welcome back to the channel, folks. We finally got started on the vintage race car trailer rebuild, and we've already got some serious issues with the hitch. Now, this particular hitch is a hydraulic surge brake, and what that means is when you apply the brakes to your tow vehicle, it forces this section of the hitch into this section, and that applies pressure to the master cylinder, which in turn forces fluid through the lines to the wheel cylinders against the pads, and that forces that against the drums. So we open up the master cylinder, and what do we see? This is what we see. Nothing but chaos. Rust, corrosion, the piston seized in the bore. It's not looking good. Well, maybe we can clean it up and put a kit in it. Let me show you about that. Now, we did a pretty good job of cleaning up this master cylinder, including the reservoir. However, by the time we got that seized piston out of here, we knew we were in big trouble. It's all completely corroded around the exterior, and the interior of this is beyond honing. We can never bring this one back. We've got to find a replacement for this. So now we've got to replace the master cylinder. No problem, straight to the interweb we go, and there it is, brand spanking new, $280. Plus tax and shipping, that's over $300. There goes our budget trailer, right out the window. Okay, so we're back on the interwebs. We're headed to Marketplace. We're desperate. We pick a 200-mile radius. We don't care how far we got to drive. We got to find a brand new master cylinder somewhere. Look what we found. One complete surge brake hitch, including the master cylinder, brand new, sitting in a guy's shop, $125. We didn't dicker. We ran out there and grabbed it. We're back in business. In the morning, we'll install this. All right, it's a brand new day here. I'm all rested up. Now we got to get this old hitch off. Then we'll do a trial fit of the new hitch, and hopefully the bolt holes are going to line up. If we know that's okay, then we'll remove it and we'll clean up this whole area, give it some paint, and I think we'll just work our way down the trailer slowly. Let's hope it's not welded on. I love the rooster. That didn't take much. They weren't exactly tight, I guess. That one's a little bit rustier. One more to go. Come on out. Thank you. All right, now, how do these go out? I don't know. Just like that, I guess. That one's going to be a bit of a problem. Probably shouldn't be using the extension for a punch, but I just did. Now, by rights, this should just pop off. Get all these collected. And no, it's not going to be that easy. Let me get a hammer. There we go. Maybe something a little more solid. There we go. All right, we're going to clean this all up and then we'll trial fit that. Hopefully it's all good. All right, looks like this one's a little bit different than the other one. It's got this plate here, so we can't slide it back to catch those holes. That's as far as it's going to go. We may have to cut this off square, weld the plate back on, and then this will come back to here, and we'll catch at least one of these holes, and we'll have to re-drill this one. It's never easy. Okay, I've determined that I need to cut this much off, so that's basically 4 inches from the edge of that hole to here, and we'll just mark it all the way around and remove that tip of the trailer tongue. Like that. All right, so I forgot about this webbing in here, so that's why I had to use the Sawzall. Couldn't really get in there with the grinder. It's a really well-built trailer, I'm telling you. But now we're going to have to cap the end of this tubing here. So we'll have to drag the welder out and to do that. But let's try it hitch for a fit. And looks like it's going to line up one bolt anyways. Yeah, so there's one bolt. We'll re-drill this one and we'll be good to go. All right, there's our filler piece. Just scrap metal, it's laying around. We'll clean it up, it'll be perfectly fine. Okay, I got the end cap all fitted, and we're just going to place that on there, throw a weld around there, and we should be good. We got our welder set up, we got the gas, it's not windy, it's a calm day, so we might be okay. We've got it running on 110 on this 110 cord, and I've got a 220 cable coming from the house. Now you really shouldn't be using an extension cord. You should be plugging this cord here, this adapter, directly into your household outlet. But, you know, we're always breaking the rules here, so let's hope this works. A little bit of a gap here. We're going to cut this weld and push it back in. All right, it seems to be working really good. We're on 110 voltage and it's welding just fine. We got her in synergic mode, so that's probably helping me out a little bit. So we got her all tacked in place. Now I'll finish welding it up. But I'm pretty happy so far. I'm surprised on 110 on that extension cord, and it's still performing great. Now if you're wondering what welder we're using, we're actually using the Yes Welder MIG 205 DS Pro. Now I did a review on this welder about a week or so ago. You can see that video right here. Now this is turning out to be a very nice welder. We've only used it in the shop once just to test it out, but now we're doing some real world testing. We're running on 110 volts. We're using MIG gas because it's very calm today. And so far it's tacked this up perfectly. Let's keep going. Beautiful for an amateur. And it's only a cap, so not a big deal, but it's going very well. Let's do this downhill portion. Let's keep going. Sorry, gotta move you. So I got it in synergic mode. It's doing a lot of the thinking for me, so that's great. Now the underside, that's gonna be tricky. It's a bit of a gap on the bottom, so I gotta kind of fill it first, and then I think we'll be all right. Come on, let go. That looks pretty good for amateur hour. A couple spots here with the cutters here. Here, let me take you in and show you how I did. Our first real-world test of actual welding on a project. Yes, welder MiG 205 DS Pro. Doesn't look too bad. I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. Now, you know, I'm not a professional welder at all, so I kind of like the looks of this. It's just an end cap, so it's not a big deal, but by the time I take the grinder to that, it's going to be beautiful. All right, let's keep going. All right, that should do it. The grinder really cleaned it up nice. Let me take you in for the shot. That looks pretty good, I think. I mean, we're not even going to see it anyways because the hitch covers most of it. But it's just an end plate to keep the water out. That's all it really is. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that welder. That's working out good. This is our first test on a real project, and we're running on 110 volts. Handled that no problem whatsoever. Let's hope it still fits. Looks good. All right, there's our hitch. We got one bolt lined up. Now we just need to drill a hole in here, and we'll get both bolts and we'll tighten this thing down. Well, actually we won't tighten it down. We're going to clean this up and paint this section, and then we'll put this hitch on. This is working really good. I'm really happy with the welder. Click the link in the description and you can get yourself a smoking deal on this welder. Yes, welder MiG 205 DS Pro. Working really nice. All right, let's put this hitch on finally. Something like that. that one in there. Come on, cooperate. Beautiful. Washer, lock washer, and a brand new nut. Same here. And there it is. All we got to do is torque those bolts to the right specifications, and the hitch problem is solved. Up next on this trailer, when we come back, we're going to put new tires, brakes, and brake lines. And that should get us quite a ways down the road with this trailer. After that, it'll be just some paint and lights. Now, when we come back in the next episode, it's going to be Black Beauty. We're going to show her some love. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope to see you on the next one.